What's up guys, it's your girl Ashley. Today's video is going to be just kind of a discussion video. Feel free to like comment your opinions down in the comment section. It's going to be about some real life stuff that's been happening for like the past 6 months, and let's just dive in. First topic is know your worth. I was at this gym for like 3 years, nearly 3 years. It was my first like real teaching job where like I was an employee and I made money, and I made money doing something that I like because it was yoga. And I was like, well, this is like cool because this isn't like retail money, this is like yoga money. Like I actually planned a class, I taught it, and this is the effect of me teaching, going in for, I don't know, just for an hour of time. I thought that was really cool. Like yoga teachers can teach for an hour at a time. Like that's their work schedule. It doesn't have to be like a block of hours. And so I was like, I really enjoyed the freedom of my schedule. Anyway, know your worth. That place has a few locations, and so I applied, and I actually remember I applied twice. Like I applied for one location, I applied for the other, but then I found out that you can sub and stuff and go to different of their locations to sub. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So I got hired actually at both of them. I put 2 classes on the schedule, I believe, right away, and I was just so excited to be like teaching and whatever. And my last video, if you watched it, it's about, what did I do? I took a dab, by the way. It's about being a full-time yoga teacher. So go watch that video if you're interested in learning how to like manage stuff, manage your schedule, manage money. Yeah, go check that video out. It's probably on the screen. Anyway, so I was just really excited about having classes on the schedule and planning and just putting this positive energy into the universe, teaching. My first check was like $5 and some change, and I was like, oh my gosh, I got my first yoga check. It was in my name, so it was legit. But I was still at a full-time like retail job, so that was like how I was covering my bills, if you were curious. And I was just excited though about getting this check. And then I started picking up more classes when I started getting more comfortable teaching and cueing and demonstrating and hands-on adjustments. I was getting real excited. I was getting my chi, my feeling grounded, man. Like, I know I'm being like funny now, but I was feeling real grounded. I was feeling real present. Like I'm teaching this, I'm finding my voice, you know, like this. I'm starting to see that this is my passion. I went on my trainings and I knew this is what I wanted to do, but now it just like is reality. But I remember signing a paper for like $12 an hour, and I was like, oh, this is pretty good. Like most of my other jobs that I had were under $10 an hour. So I'm like, I'm making $12 doing yoga. Yeah. But then I started to notice my checks were short. And then I brought this to my manager's attention. Like I'm sending emails like, hey man, just so you know, my check looks a little short. Like I'm adding 12 plus 12. Like going down my calendar, and it's not adding up. And it kept happening. I'm like, yo, you're the manager, man. You gotta do something about this. And then I brought it to his manager's attention. We all had a meeting about it. And then this dude, he had the nerve to tell me, we don't have the records from that payroll. How do you just lose somebody's payroll? We don't have the records for your payroll, because they kept changing the payroll for the entire company, and they would lose because they kept track of your paperwork, like not on a computer, by hand. We are in 2019. What are you doing? Like, why aren't you using the computer? And you would save paper, save the planet, right? Anyway, I don't want to deviate. But that just really threw me off. He's like, well, let's just say last month you taught like 16 classes, and we'll multiply that by like 12 for the whole year. This happened for a year and a half, and I taught, as I build up classes, I taught around 16 to 17. So I was, when I mean like by finding your voice, in that situation, I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. And I didn't have the balls. Just to be honest, I did not have the balls, man, to speak up for myself and be like, no, I demand more money, you know? And so, I don't know, I like watching and reading really self-empowerment books and videos has helped me find my voice and actually stick up for myself. Being an empath and a little antisocial and anxiety, that's who I am. And so I'm not the one to be the loud one in the room to make a scene. Like, I'll be the goofy one, but I'm not going to be the one that's like, get on the dance floor, I'm the center of attention. No, that's not me. I'm pretty chill. And so like when he was like, does this sound okay? I'm like, yes, man. But I'm like, we should look at it more accurately and see exactly the days and times that I taught, is what I was thinking in my head. And I sent countless emails saying this, but when it came to me being face to face, I froze. And I kicked myself for it. And I don't want you to kick yourself. So if you're learning anything from this story, please speak up for yourself. And this happened, and then I lost more money. And I'm like, yo, man, like, we gotta do this again. You gotta give me my reimbursement check. So they gave me like they called it a bonus, but they still took taxes out of my bonus. If I calculated it right, I already took the taxes out, and I said, this is the amount that I need to be given to me. And they would disregard it. That's kind of why I felt like I was getting stepped over. And this happened for like 3 years, and I just dealt with it because I'm like, I don't want to drop my yoga classes and go back to doing retail or fast food, you know. I'm young and I want to have like a not normal job. That's like what I was thinking about. I'm more comfortable now not having to dress in a uniform and not having to do this. And like, I don't know, I was just thinking of like silly reasons, but I could start to tell that my classes were becoming the same, and I was losing that positive spunk, that positive energy that I had getting excited about planning my classes, because I felt devalued. I didn't feel like basically you pay your employees the right wage, they're going to do the job right. If you don't pay them the right wage, then they're going to goof off, or they're not going to care as much. And so I just kind of felt defeated, and I'm just, you know, like, what other place is going to pay me this amount? And so I'm just like, just speak up for yourself. Any situation, man. If it's like, especially if it involves money, something that you're going and giving energy in exchange for, any energy exchange, high or low, that's your energy. I do feel like I finally did get my reimbursement, but then it just got to a point like I was always on top of it. For that gym, I would sub when they needed subs. I took a training so I could learn how to sub other other styles like Zumba or Pilates. I did the Pilates training, so I could sub Pilates classes because we needed that. And all of that just kind of went miss, and I never got like recognition. That place was all about recognition, acknowledging the members, acknowledging the teammates or the employees there. And it just, I stopped getting that. And so I'm like, okay, something's a little fishy here. And then every time I wanted to ask for like a sub, I couldn't get a sub. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, I subbed like 12 times last month. Like, nobody can sub? Can I not take off? Can I not have a life? Because I was teaching 7 days a week for that place, and it wasn't at the same facility, so I was driving north, south, east, west for like $12 an hour. Then I eventually got like a raise, but that's honestly why I left. It just got to a point where I started noticing, like I said, my energy started to deplete, my classes became mush, I became uninterested, and I read so many yoga articles. I'm so immersed in yoga. I'm so immersed, like always looking at articles or videos or pictures or captions, and just a sponge soaking so much information. How did I lose this flame? But most of the articles that I was reading are, don't forget the reason why you did the teacher training, your passion for it. And I was losing my passion being there, and I could start to tell that it was draining my energy. So I had to drop it. And I dropped being at that studio or that gym so abrupt, man. And point of it, just be okay with making people upset. As you know, a yoga teacher, you gotta be happy, you gotta be uplifting. Your student comes in a little upset, you gotta say some words of encouragement to keep them going. And you gotta be okay with just making people upset. If you don't come first, how can you do your job well? If you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not, think of yourself as a car. If you're not putting gas in the car, you're not going to go anywhere. If you're not, the maintenance of the car, it's just going to mess up over time. And it got to a point where I wasn't eating right. I stopped really caring what I wore. Stopped really caring what I taught. Stopped just letting myself go, as they say. And yeah, I don't like that. I don't want to say it's depression, but it's not seasonal depression, because I'm happy right now, it's summer. But those moods where you just kind of like let it go for a few weeks at a time. And I'm like, I don't like this direction that I'm going. And that's why I had to drop those classes. I was exhausted. I wasn't having fun, man. So know your worth. Know when to say no. Know how much you can handle on your plate. Give yourself some self-care. Give yourself a day off. Notice the characteristics of being a workaholic. Notice the characteristics of being a people pleaser. You don't have to make everybody happy. I'm surely not going to make everyone happy watching this video. I already know if somebody from that other place, the gym, sees this video, they might say something. I'm so high. Really wanted to make this video for you guys. I hope you liked it. I hope it was in some way relatable if you ever were in a situation where people just took advantage of you. I felt like I was taken advantage of because I was so nice and I was so willing to help, that they just took advantage, didn't even care about how much they paid me. And so I said, know your worth, man. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, tell me if you want to see more videos like this. Turn your notifications on. Comment your opinion, or if you have to. And I'll see you guys in my next video.